Hi there, I am Denise Willinger. I am a massage therapist, a quantum touch practitioner, and instructor. And I have been in this field for hmm, many decades, since the 80s, and an instructor since 2017. Well, I have took some energy healing way back in the day, and have used some of those polarity techniques and Reiki techniques in my practice since then. But when I was introduced to quantum touch, it was at a really unique time in my life. My daughter was pregnant with my first grandchild in 2016, and she ended up having preeclampsia. And it was a very stressful time. I was running a business. I owned a spa in Kentucky, and my daughter was my main receptionist. So when she started having some of these symptoms of high blood pressure, it was really stressful, very concerning. We weren't quite sure what to expect from this kind of a pregnancy or this diagnosis. So my oldest was getting married, and my daughter Shanna was her maid of honor too. So it was just an incredibly a crazy time. In August of 2016, the week that my oldest was getting married, Shanna started having all of these symptoms with the high blood pressure, and it was very critical. And they put her in the hospital the week of my other daughter, Crystal's wedding. And then, long story short, the baby was born the day after the wedding, but miracles never cease. They allowed my daughter to come and stand up for her sister at the wedding. So that was the first miracle. There were many more after that. So when Michaela was born, she was only 26 weeks, and she was tiny, a pound, 13 ounces, and she had many different things that were challenges. So we were spending every day at the NICU, coming to visit with the baby. And she was in an incubator. She was on a ventilator. She ended up having several surgeries. So how I became aware of quantum touch was, when you're in the NICU, the waiting, only one person can go in at a time, or two people. And so I would sit there and, play on my phone looking at Facebook. And this happened to be on a day that was really, really worrisome. The baby had to have her vent changed. She was going to have surgery. And I was desperate and frantic about this baby. So I saw a post that said that you could ask for healing and help or prayers for people on this quantum touch site. So I made a little post, telling a little bit about the baby and my daughter, and asking for prayers, asking for healing. Little did I know that there were hundreds of people all over the world who responded to this post and started saying that they were sending healing energy, sending love, sending light. So as you can imagine, I'm like, oh my goodness, who are these people that they would just stop everything and send all this love and light to our family and to this baby? And so that was my first introduction to quantum touch. So that night, believe it or not, I got on the quantum touch site because I was like, okay, I want to know more about this. Saw that Richard Gordon was the one who founded Quantum Touch. And he was who I had studied polarity on, all of his techniques that he had taught back in the 80s. So I was like, okay, this is kismet. This is meant to be. So I downloaded his book that night, and the next day started doing some of the techniques I learned from the book on the baby while she was in the incubator. And did that throughout her time there, which was about 3 months. So, long story again short, she is now 10 years old in perfect health, no repercussions from any of that experience, being born so early. And she is just one of the lights of our lives. So all of that inspired me to not only become a practitioner and study quantum touch, but to become an instructor and to teach it. I think what I love the most is that it gives me something that I can do to help other people. And it's quick and easy. It's more than just a technique. It's opening your mind to possibility.